Welcome to Poptake, your hot take on music, pop culture, and life. I'm Hugo Philippe.
I'm Michael Mello.
And we are back for more discussions.
Yeah.
We've got new FLETCHER album.
Which you're so excited about.
I'm very excited about. There's so much drama with it, but it's
Speaking
exciting.
of drama, we have Nicki Minaj versus SZA.
We do.
Lots of drama there.
Always drama with Nicki.
There is more drama because the Late Show with Stephen Colbert is canceled.
Yeah.
And they say it's a financial issue, but we're going to deep dive into that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about the Coldplay affair scandal, which is just... The internet's been loving.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. But
save those thoughts.
Yeah, we'll get into
Affairs
that later.
are wrong.
Let's start
but they're
with
so juicy.
Our girl, FLETCHER.
Your girl.
My girl, FLETCHER.
I will not claim.
You know what? More people need to claim her. So I don't know if you're caught up on the drama.
I'm familiar with the boy drama with FLETCHER.
So she dropped a song at the beginning of Pride Month called Boy, and it's about how she fell in love with a boy.
And then started to sell merch.
Yeah.
Her and Jojo Siwa just, woo.
So, so the album came out today. Obviously, I listened to it, loved it. But then I started to do a bigger deep dive into everything. And so first thing is she has never called herself a full-on lesbian. She always says she's queer. And people have been pulling receipts now from old Instagram stories and stuff of her being like, I'm queer. I'm just really attracted to feminine energy. But that doesn't necessarily mean women. Uh-huh. So whatever. So I feel like she became sort of an icon for lesbians and the sapphic community. And I think people just assumed or would say it and maybe she wouldn't correct people and just be like, no, I'm not lesbian. I'm she just kind of went with it. I don't really know how we got there. Mm-hmm. But listen to the album. I love it. But there's only literally that song about a guy. The album does not talk about men at all. So I'm so curious to how people are going to react to it. But at the same time,
I do fear people
don't think anyone's listening.
Yeah, I think people have fallen off because I think, and I think we talked about it in a previous episode, but I think the marketing of Boy is where she went wrong. I think there's nothing wrong with saying you fall in love with a boy. I think dropping it. But if she had done it in a way when Demi Lovato dropped Sober, she was admitting that she broke her sobriety. She dropped it and then kind of was just here as a message. Here's what it is and kind of left. But I feel selling the Boy merch, making it kind of a single kind of feels a little
I did read, and I don't. This could have been a lie because we know the internet. You can't trust anything you read in the comment section. But someone said that she dropped it with the proceeds of all the merch going towards a trans. It was a Pride Month initiative.
Okay.
That could be a lie. So no one run with this. But I did read in the comments that I didn't go looking for it. So I'm I kind of see it, and then I read someone else responding me well, she only did that to kind of help save it. But it's I don't know.
Right. True.
People could see it, in either
so many
way.
Different ways. What's your favorite song from the album?
There's a song called "Hi Everyone, Leave Please."
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
that's the
single.
Yes, yeah.
And it's great. It's very if Taylor, Tortured Poets, how it was very dark and more sad than her other stuff, and most people don't love that. That is what I would say the equivalent of this FLETCHER album is for her. So I'm seeing a lot of people online not vibing because it's too
different.
It's more country leaning. It's not really upbeat. It's pretty much mid-tempo and gloomy throughout the whole thing, but it's very well written and very well done. So I love it. I think more people should listen to it and be open-minded about it, but I fear that the marketing and the rollout has just
I also think the timing.
Destroyed. Yeah,
I think if you're known as a queer artist,
I wish they handled it differently.
Yeah, and again, you can be queer and date men. I think there's so many people like that. I think just dropping the song in the beginning of Pride Month probably could have waited till July or something.
I'm so torn on it because I feel it's at one end of the spectrum, it's well, we're kind of invalidating one person's queer experience, saying it's not it's not as valuable as others.
Right.
But then at the same time, I understand that we're fighting for not everyone in the queer spectrum is treated equally, and we know
Yeah,
that.
for
So
sure.
it's
I
like-
also think timing's everything. Like right now, we're in such a political climate
Yeah.
for queer people that, you know, I think the messaging and the timing and the way the world is, like, it just doesn't sit well.
Yeah,
And we can
yeah.
look at Jojo Siwa for an example as well. Like, while I do try to give her a pass because I'm like, you have to remember, I think JoJo was like 20 or
She's
21.
so young,
She's
yeah.
so young. And like, I only really came out at 19.
I
So I
feel
feel like I'm giving JoJo more of a pass and all that stuff. But with Fletcher, I think obviously it's her queer journey. I think just like if, as a queer person, maybe just
Right.
be a little more self-aware of like how your actions do impact the greater large community as a whole.
I give JoJo Siwa a lot of passes just because like at that age no one knows who they truly are, and like she did say that she felt pressure to label it, and I do agree with that because I think people feel very pressured, or
Yeah.
people are very like, well, what are you? Are you this? Are you that?
Yeah,
And you can't.
to be fair to JoJo, like, I know people will shit on her, but I will say, like, she was the first contestant on Dancing with the Stars to request a same-sex partner, and she made it to the finale, which I know is like
Okay.
a very small thing, but like for Dancing with the
that's
Stars,
she was
that's
on
a
for
very
like 20
main-
years. I don't know, like 20
yeah,
seasons. Like
and that's
that,
a very main
like,
America household show.
Actually, insane to me that you're saying that she was the first person to do that, because
Yeah.
like that.
And
show's been on
she was like
forever.
on Nickelodeon, so like she was really exposing kids to like queerness
Yeah.
in a positive way. So like I do want to give JoJo Siwa credit where it's due. Obviously, this whole thing, like I think people are having a lot of like betrayal and all this stuff, and like also the Betty Davis Eyes cover was not
That was the
helping
betrayal.
anyone.
That was really
Yeah.
That was the worst thing she's done in
But
all of this.
I will say about the JoJo Siwa thing, she has done a lot of positives for the queer community in the sense of like exposing the newer generation to queerness, and I hope like people give her flowers in that sense. Do we have to love it? Love her and
No.
love Karma and the da-na-na-na?
Yeah.
Probably
I think
but
she's just like, we have to remember that like we had people go through this, like, and I say my generation, like, but like we had people go through this sort of like public, growing up and being like a young person that was, in public figure.
Yeah.
And like Amanda Bynes, Lindsay Lohan, and they all went through these things.
yeah, and Lindsay
this
Lohan
was-
dated a woman as well.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. But I feel like now we have to remember that these are real people, and they're like discovering themselves, and they're getting, propelled into this like
Yeah.
stardom, into this life that like they're forced to discover it publicly.
Yeah, and
I
having
think
every
that
one of your
that's-
moves like under a microscope
Yeah.
is so intense. Like,
So
but yeah.
I give her a pass. But speaking of Jojo Siwa, I think it was today, like right before we started this, maybe it was yesterday, that they announced her UK tour. And do you know who's opening for her?
No.
Rita Ora.
What?
I'm shocked.
It should definitely be the other way around.
I'm
What?
shocked.
When two flops combine.
I just don't get. I don't get it. I don't get why she would say yes to that.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. Yeah.
I love Rita Ora. Rita Ora has hits. Rita,
She does.
She like.
And she's down to play. I will say
Yeah.
about Rita Ora, like everything she does, I'm like, yeah, do that. Like when she joined
not this,
Descendants,
though.
I was like, you go, Rita Ora, you go.
But I don't understand. I saw it and I was like,
That's like when Kelly Clarkson opened for Maroon 5. It was like, what the hell?
yeah, that's also very random.
Yeah, it was so random. And I was like, no, Kelly, you don't need this. But
But yeah, I don't even know what to say except
wishing everyone the best.
yeah, I'm happy that people are gonna see Rita Ora.
Yeah,
on
true.
tour.
Will they?
I mean, if it gets canceled, like our tour got canceled, right?
Yeah, Judge, like she needs to focus on some things. I think
On the
And so
UK
she-
tour.
on the North American tour.
Got it.
But
Speaking of
let's change
other
gears a little bit.
lesbian sapphic artists, your girl has a new song out.
Oh, Reneé Rapp. I thought we were talking about Nicki Minaj, and I was
No,
like,
I
that's
mean,
not.
no.
But yeah, Reneé Rapp has a new song. I think Reneé Rapp. I am very happy for the lesbian community because in a time period where like Fletcher and JoJo has let them down, Reneé Rapp has come swinging and was like, let me take charge for the lesbians, and also Chappell Roan, because those two women, every song they drop,
Yes.
immaculate,
Yes.
incredible vocals, the visuals are there, like they are just two artists I love, and I'm gonna specifically talk about Reneé Rapp right now because she has new music, but it's First of all, she did the lie detector test recently. So funny. Like, I think she just has such a...
You saw her on Z-Way too, right?
Yeah, like
she's
she just
great.
so herself, and it's so nice to see her come into her own from like Broadway to the Sex Lives of College Girls, like till now. And I'm very excited because her last album, so incredible. A lot of like ballads and sad songs. So I'm liking that she's getting to this poppy stuff. But this new song was very like almost Demi Lovato, like "Tell Me You Love Me," like just like very sexy, like the vocals. It was great.
She's 3 for 3. I've liked every single like. I think if this is a trajectory of this album, like, will be one of my favorite albums of this year.
I'm very excited.
Like,
I think it deserves like a Grammy nom, and it hasn't even dropped yet.
I also feel like, and again, I haven't been a fan from before, like Snow Angel and that whole era, but has she always been this, like, I don't even know if it's sassy or confident,
Unfiltered.
but like, yeah, she's very just like, she does not give a fuck right now. Like, she will say whatever she wants to say and post whatever. Do you see the carousel of like my favorite things to eat? Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
She posted a carousel on TikTok, and it was like, or everything I ate this week or something like that, and it was like a bunch of different restaurants, and then it ended with like a picture of a girl. Or
Toa, probably her girlfriend. Yeah.
I'm like,
so
I don't
funny.
know who.
That's
I didn't,
so on
but
brand.
yeah, it ended with that, and I was like,
I think like, you know, probably not the first season of Sex Lives was she like all this, but like definitely Snow Angels and like the second season. Like, I think she has really come into her own, and she knows what she wants, and like that's why I gravitate towards her. I just think she's so funny.
I love that. Sorry, that she's just doing whatever she wants.
I think Reneé Rapp. I think everyone needs to like lock in and focus on Reneé Rapp, because I think she's going to be one of the biggest artists of this, like, because you know how we have like the Gen Z thing, and of like, and it's like Sabrina Chapel, like like I think Reneé is going to propel herself into that category as well. I
can see it.
I think she has the vocals, she has the personality, and the music to back that up.
Yeah, I'm excited for the album.
Let's dive into a quick little beat, quick, but it's really all in. Nicki Minaj and SZA are in a beef right now. And
who's Nicki beefing with this week? Because
it's SZA this week. And I'm conflicted because I think, I know Nicki is such an icon, and she's done so much for rap and hip hop and like women in that space.
There's no
denying that. But I think we can't deny that as much as an icon she is, she does have beef with so many people.
Literally
and takes
everybody.
it out on Twitter. And it's getting...
I'm just like, I get to a point now where I don't even look at it. Like, I had to finally look at the SZA screenshots and those, whatever was being posted.
Yeah.
Because I had seen it like 8 times on my feed, and I'm like, all right.
Let's dive
Let's
into it,
finally look at this. But like, every single week, it's someone different. Every single week, it's like a new female rap artist or hip-hop artist or pop artist or whoever it is. And like, I love her. She just doesn't really seem like a girl's girl, and I think that is disappointing.
Yeah.
But especially in like a community where like you should be that, you know what I mean? Like hip-hop and rap is not the easiest place for women.
Yeah,
So
I think the other thing, and this doesn't just apply to Nicki, I think this applies to so many legacy artists, is it's so disappointing when they won't raise the next generation up with them. And I think of like kind of Madonna when Gaga got in, where there was like kind of this tension of
conflict,
conflict kind of thing, and like Taylor with Olivia and like Nicki with Cardi. It's almost like when there's like a new person kind of enters that space that you carved, there's like this weird tension. And I wish to see artists that like elevate people. You know who does a really good job of that? And I guess she's clearly in her own lane, but Kelly Clarkson. The amount of times I see Kelly Clarkson geeking over,
she does
like,
not give a fuck. She helps. She
loves those new
supporting
girls,
people.
and even like those girls joke like, I can't sing a song after Kelly Clarkson covers it. Like, it's those are the kind of artists Lady Gaga actually is really good at that. I always see her promoting new artists, like communicating with them, like uplifting them, and I think that's important. And I wish more legacy artists would do that, especially when it's like, I'm in the mindset that if there's enough cake for everyone, and if not, go bake another cake.
I think honestly that's what it is. Like, I think it feels so like the scarcity mindset, you know what I mean? Where like you can't
this is
share,
mine.
this is mine. But I don't think this is like an exclusive music issue. Like, I feel like we deal with this like every day-to-day life of people like gatekeeping, like in every single sort of different industry. But I think with these ones, it's just so obvious because it's in our face. But
Yeah.
I feel like we like to believe that when new people are in spaces that they aren't traditionally in, that like the people that have been there before will help. But I feel like the reality is that a lot of people tend to think like, oh, they're coming for my bag, or they're
Yeah,
gonna replace
honestly,
me, or they're
and
going to XYZ. Like,
yeah.
we've seen it happen. Like,
Even in like the workplace, I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
like
with
when I
you,
worked
like,
full time, there is a lot of situations where like you hope these people will help you and like kind of like educate you and grow, but a
right.
lot of times they're actually trying to like minimize that growth.
Yeah,
and
they're
like
just they think like, oh, the new younger person is gonna replace me or take my
right,
spot or whatever, and
and
it's like,
it's sad to see because I
yeah,
feel like no matter what, like no matter what industry you're in, no matter what life you're in, no one's coming for your bag because that's
no,
yours.
yeah,
Like I said, there's enough cake to go around, and if not,
100%,
bake another cake. And like someone else's wins is not your losses because that win wasn't for
yeah.
you. But yeah, I'm just hoping someone takes Nikki's phones and like lets her log out for a little bit.
I feel like she's just the queen of beef. I know we call her the queen of rap, but I think the queen of beef is really like the accurate title for queen over
Yeah.
there, and that's unfortunate.
I think my other thing, and this is the last thing, and this is hard for me to say about Nikki, but like one thing she said about SZA was like, "You're always releasing a deluxe and da 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 to like promote the same body of work," and I'm like, "Ooh, Nikki, like you literally did Pink Friday and like Roman
Yeah,
Reloaded, and like it's
I
like
am confused
the
about
shoe
how
fits."
many.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So like, be careful trying to call someone else out when like you've done the same thing.
she's the queen of variants. Like so many different variants for Pink Friday 2, so many different covers, so much AI usage, but whatever. We don't have to get into that, girl.
But let's get into something that I'm pretty upset about is
Which
the
is?
Late Show with Stephen
Yes.
Colbert has been canceled. And I'm going to grab my phone because I don't want to misread anything. But this is
We might get canceled too.
they canceled the show due to a financial decision.
Mm-hmm.
However, earlier that week, just days before, Stephen called out CBS, CBS's parent company, Paramount, who kind of bent the knee to Trump and paid him a $16 million settlement over his lawsuit for the show 60 Minutes, which he claims they had edited to make Kamala Harris look good, or da-da-da-da, which Paramount previously said was a lawsuit without merit. However, Paramount is currently trying to sell to new owners and needs the Trump's administration to approve the sale.
Yes.
Canceling due to a financial decision is interesting also because The Late Show with Stephen Colbert ranks among broadcast's late night shows with an average 2.42 million average viewers, which is ahead of Jimmy Kimmel Live and The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Trump has tweeted that he is happy that the show gets canceled and he hopes Jimmy Kimmel's is next because those are the two late night talk show hosts that often criticize Trump. And Jimmy Fallon was the only host that actually had Trump on during his first campaign.
So I think it is very clear here what's going on. I think that the whole financial decision thing, I think is very much a blanket statement that everyone always assumes oh, this show isn't making enough money. But I think in this context, to me, it's very easy to read through the lines, and it's well, we want to make this sale, and it's very clear that until these things happen, this sale won't happen, and it is in our best financial interest for this sale to happen. So I think it's directly correlated to that.
Yeah, but then my thing as a viewer is oh, you had 16 million to give to someone who's already really, really wealthy.
Yeah,
but now
again,
you're struggling to have money to keep the show,
I don't think they're struggling to have money to keep the show.
No, I know.
I'm
saying just say what it is.
Yeah,
and
but
I think
they can't.
It's kind of censorship.
It is censorship,
well.
and I think if anything, this should be more alarming to people that we're not allowed to sell their company unless the government approves it, but the government won't approve it because they don't like our content.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
And also the fact that they just paid him out $16 million because they need that to close for the sale, right? No one's going to buy a company that's in the middle of a lawsuit. That's just not going to happen. So
the other thing is, I think, very interesting. That sign always says freedom of speech, but the freedom of speech doesn't apply when it's from the opposing party.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I find very frustrating, especially in this time where like I think media is such a great tool to listen to other perspectives, and like if you can have debates where it's like just listening to facts and opinions, I think that's great. I think it's like Jubi, is that the YouTube channel where like they have like different people from opposing parties like
Oh yeah, that like step on the line on this side. Like,
and I think those are super interesting because you can kind of like see like the everyday person talk about opinions and why they think a certain way, and I think those are great. But I think when we're canceling shows, and especially based off the timing of like you just canceled a show for calling you out, it's not a pretty look.
No, and I think it just like also opens the door for other companies that have plans in the next XYZ years of like, oh, we want to sell this company, or like, you know, this could financially hurt us. Like, we're not going to, you know, put money behind controversial topics or shows that have queerness or shows that have like if you allow the government to, you know, make sure that the sale goes through and stuff, which like I think at points that is very important, because I know that we have a lot of times where like if a company buys a company, then they monopolize everything, and then that means that they can, you know, have a propaganda agenda or control the market in any type of way, and that is not good. But when they have they should only be looking at it from that lens of like protecting the people, and that's why they're approving that sale. Like, oh, this is a bad idea because then, you know, this company will own all the news outlets. That's not allowed, or like whatever. Like that's their job. Their job isn't to approve a sale on the condition that they get to control the media. That is not okay.
Yeah. I did read though that he is
insane.
still allowed to get like one more season or something like that. Like I think where he gets like finish
Whatever's
this run
happening.
or
Yeah.
something. So I am hopeful that like he does make a point and kind of like, because in the clip where he does call out the deal, like he's very factual to the point. He doesn't beat around the bush, and I think in these coming episodes he'll probably do the same.
Yeah.
I do think it's unfortunate. I think he's like is a very funny host. Is he my favorite host?
I mean,
respectfully, no. I've always been like one of the Jimmys is usually who I go to for entertainment. But I always thought Steven was a really good.
He's good at facts, and he's good at like providing the full detail.
Yeah.
Like I feel like whenever I watch one of the Jimmys, like there's always like clips and things that are funny or like have detail, but I think Colbert always paints the full picture.
Yeah.
It's not just like a snippet of something.
Yeah.
And it's funny to me that of all the ones that he's the one that's getting canceled because of this, because he's the one that is the least biased in my, like, not that the other ones are biased, but he's the one that gives you like all the facts in my opinion. But we know that the Trump administration doesn't like facts.
No.
But I think he'll find a home somewhere else. Maybe not a talk show host, but he'll definitely find work. Like I'm not worried.
Yeah,
about
like I'm
him.
not worried he's gonna go bankrupt. Like I'm sure
he's. I mean, yeah, he's fine.
he's fine.
But I think just the precedent that this sets is absolutely crazy, and it's crazy that more people aren't mad about it.
Yeah, but what people are really mad about
is a CEO.
A CEO and an HR lady.
Yeah.
Spotted. So, as the internet knows, at a Coldplay concert, a CEO was spotted with his HR lady, seemingly like caught on the kissing cam, and they freak out, which everyone was like, okay. And even Chris Martin was like, either they're having an affair or they're really shy. And then, of course, everyone connected the dots and found out they're kind of having an affair.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole world knows.
Yeah, and it gets juicier because the CEO's wife on Facebook has removed his last name from her Facebook profile. Oop. So you know things are messy behind the scenes.
I just like, okay, this is absolutely insane, this whole thing. And it was like a day. Like, it literally happened, and then the next day it was everywhere. But
everywhere.
My thing is like, I watched that video and I'm like, if I knew that I was like not supposed to be here with this person, I'm not going to now on camera, like there's a camera pointing at me, I'm not going to make a scene. Like they should have just like, she turned around, you should have just like hugged her and then just like pretended to be kiss and be like camera shy and called it a day. But no, like you guys literally like, he threw his body on the floor, like trying to hide from the camera.
I think it had to be like, it's obviously instinctual. Like, what do you do in that situation? I also feel like if the kiss camera is like kind of going around, like maybe that's a moment that you're like, maybe
yeah.
I shouldn't hold this person.
Yeah.
There is a part of me that really hopes that whoever is the cameraman on Coldplay's team or was working that stadium
Gets a raise.
Yes, but I hope he kind of like, I hope he knew and he was like,
Some people are saying like this must have been a setup.
I
It's
kind of
like,
hope
this
it was
is
a setup because also that girl right beside them is beaming. She's like, as she's like, yeah, I'm not moving where I know y'all just got caught. This is good. But affairs are wrong.
Affairs are terrible.
But it does remind me of when those two news anchors got caught in an affair. Do you remember that a couple years ago? I think it was ABC or something. There's two morning show people were caught in an affair, and then like it was blown up all over the news, and like everyone's like, oh my god, or no, it was Good Morning America. I'm pretty sure. I think there are two hosts. They were caught having an affair. It was all over the news. They had to get taken off the air. So then they're still together now. But the funny thing is, like, they ended up together, and then their ex-partners are now together. So it was like a wife swap situation,
Love that for them.
which was crazy.
Someone brought up that it reminded them of the Try Guys situation. Remember?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because like they were caught out, right?
Ned was caught with his employee having an affair, but Ned and his wife were still together, I think, from the last time I checked. Yeah, which is interesting, and now which also gets into a topic that this reminds me of when Justin Timberlake was caught with an actress, and like him and Jessica had to like release a statement. Part of me wonders if, especially like in LA, in people in public positions of power, how many of them are probably just like in open relationships, but because it's so frowned upon, they just like bite the bullet and pretend that they were cheating.
It was an affair.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the wife is like fully aware of what's going on.
Yeah, because I think about like Justin Timberlake and Jessica, like. I think Justin was caught like snuggling someone on a balcony while he was shooting a movie or something. I don't really know I can't remember the full details because it's Justin Timberlake, so
we don't care.
But it became this news story. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm a father, blah blah. But I'm like, they're both actors. Like, I'm sure they both are kind of like, what, like, don't ask, don't tell, or whatever. Because open relationships are so common in the queer community. I don't think they're as common in straight communities, but I do think in creative industries or people who are in public-facing jobs, I do think it is like behind the scenes a little more public.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's that? The TikTok Mormon moms. You know what I'm talking about? There's that whole mom wives.
Mom wives.
I don't know what they're called. There was a TikTok, and now there's a reality show about all those moms, and they were swingers, and like it happens. Like straight people are doing it. I think straight people are more ashamed to talk about it. Yeah. I think, okay, like at the end of the day, like queer people, we already don't follow any of the traditions and the molds. So I think straight people are more like deep in that, but who knows? Yeah. It probably, maybe they're open, maybe they're not. He's some rich CEO, maybe his wife is happy just having whatever's.
I hope she sues his ass and gets a lot of money out of it. I don't even know if they have kids. I don't know.
They have two kids, I think, 2 or 3 kids.
That's gotta be messy.
See, like, why do I know this about some random CEO?
No,
like,
yeah.
It's actually
but also,
insane.
again, like, if the kiss camera is going around and you're holding the person you're having an affair with, maybe just like let go of them for like a hot second. You know, or maybe don't have an affair.
Or maybe don't have an affair. And we don't have any more time, so we'll leave you with that. And the usual, you can watch this
on YouTube,
you can listen to this,
TikTok, Instagram,
we
Spotify,
are everywhere. We are the Poptake, and we will be back next week.
Bye. Don't have an affair.